Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my NBA DraftKings picks for Wednesday, November 8th. Today we got a 5-game main slate on this Wednesday. Before we get started looking at this slate, if you guys could drop a like on the video, would really appreciate it. Also be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. If this is your first time clicking on a video on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also be sure to cut on notifications when you subscribe. Click that bell, and that will notify you every time I upload. So please be sure to do that, guys. Would really appreciate it. Drop a like. Make sure you subscribe as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started today looking at point guard. Alright, so at point guard today, up top, Steph Curry, 9,300, going up against the Timberwolves. Love Steph Curry today. He's probably one of my favorite plays. Early looks at this slate. Curry is definitely a guy I'm going to have in a ton of lineups today. Just really like the matchup for Curry. The price tag also very nice on him as well at just 9,300. The matchup, like I said, it's great. Going up against Jeff Teague. We know Jeff Teague is not the best defender. The price tag also very nice on Curry as well. Saw a $300 decrease in price. He was $9,600 in his last game against Miami. Price decreased all the way down to $9,300, and that price is just way too cheap for Steph Curry. For him to get 6x value on that price, we only need about 55 DraftKings points, and we know Curry has that kind of upside, especially in this good matchup against Jeff Teague. I know KD is kind of matchup proof, but he could have some struggles here. Minnesota does have guys like Jimmy Butler that are lengthy, good defenders. Andrew Wiggins, they got bigs that can definitely defend, but they really struggle defending the point guard. So I think this is a good spot for Curry. So I'm going to be plugging him in today at 9,300. Love him, one of my favorite plays. Early looks at this slate. He is a guy I'm going to be targeting a ton today. Under him is Kyrie Irving, 8,800, going up against the Lakers. I definitely think Kyrie's in play here. I'm not a big fan of that price tag. 8,800 does seem like a lot to pay for him, especially when you can get Curry for just a little bit more. So obviously I'm going to be off of Kyrie just because I like Curry more, but if you want to go contrarian, I would imagine Kyrie is going to be a lot lower owned than Steph today, because if people are going to probably pay up that high, they're going to go to Steph. Probably won't pay 8,800 for Kyrie, but obviously the matchup's great going up against the Lakers. Victor Oladipo going up against Detroit. Going to shy away here. That matchup with Avery Bradley really scares me. I don't like taking guys against Avery Bradley. He's a good defender. So I think I'm going to be off of Oladipo, especially at that price. There are guys that are cheaper that I definitely think could outscore Oladipo today. So I'm going to be off of him. Another one of my core plays, Goran Dragic, 6,800, in a revenge game today, going up against the Suns. Dragic did used to play for the Suns a couple years ago. So this is a revenge game for him. He didn't really like playing for that team. I haven't looked at his splits or anything against the Suns, but I would imagine he's had a couple good games against them. I know when he faced them last year, I believe I played him one of those games, and I think he had a really good game, like 40, 50 DraftKings points. And it's obviously understandable. The Suns are not a good defensive team. They're not good defensively against the point guard. So I think it's a really good spot for Dragic. The price tag is 6,800, pretty reasonable. I definitely think he can pay that off, especially given the matchup. Miami's going to be playing up in pace here, going up against Phoenix, a team that likes to push the ball, plays up in tempo. Good spot for Goran Dragic. So I'm going to be plugging him in at 6,800, going up against the Suns. Really like Dragic here. And then looking for other point guards that we can target around that price tier. Reggie Jackson at 6K, I think is definitely in play here if you're looking for another guy in that price tier. Definitely like Reggie Jackson today. The matchup with Darren Collison, definitely a good matchup. Collison, not a good defender. And the price tag on Reggie Jackson has dropped a little bit. He was 6,400 against Milwaukee. Then he went to 63. Now he's down to 6K. Hasn't really been paying off his price lately, so that's why you're seeing a drop in price. But now that he's got this drop in price, I definitely think he can pay that off. You only need about 30 DraftKings points for head-to-head cash game value. So like Reggie Jackson here, he has the upside for tournaments to get 6x. He's done it before. Definitely has potential to get 40 DK points in the spot. So like Reggie Jackson at 6K, a guy I'm definitely going to be targeting. Then another one of my 5 plays coming at point guard. He's going to be put in the shooting guard position though. Avery Bradley at 5,500 going up against the Pacers. Love Avery Bradley today. Love his price tag as sort of a mid-tierish, cheaper play that we can target. I think Avery Bradley a little bit too cheap today for how well he's been playing. In his last 4 games, he's had over 34 DraftKings points, 34.25 against Golden State, 34 against Sacramento, 36 against Milwaukee. Didn't have a good game against the Lakers, only put up 14 DK points in that game, but besides from that game, Bradley's been playing very well lately. He's playing a ton of minutes, pretty much locked in for mid-30s in minutes just about every night. And given this matchup against the Pacers, a team that's not good defensively against a shooting guard, love Avery Bradley today. If you're looking for a cheaper play at point guard or shooting guard, he is eligible there. Definitely think you should be considering him today at 5,500. Then looking for some value point guards, we can target 5K and under. If Elfrid Payton and DJ Augustin are both out today, I think both of them are questionable as I'm recording this video. MACK could be an option here. SHELVIN MACK, 4,400, going up against the Knicks. We know the Knicks aren't the best defensive team, especially against point guards. JARRETT Jack, not a good defender. So like I said, if Payton and DJ Augustin are both out in this game, SHELVIN MACK could definitely be a guy we target for value at 4,400. When he has gotten the starts, he's playing mid-20s in minutes. Definitely could get 6x on this price tag. He's not a crazy upside guy. He's not going to get you 30, 40 DK points. But for head-to-heads, for cash games, where you need just 5, 6x, Matt can definitely get the job done if he's going to be starting and if Payton and Augustin are out. So if they are out, definitely want to consider SHELVIN MACK today, 4,400. Two more point guards for value I like. Jordan Clarkson, 4,200, going up against Boston. We know Boston has good defenders like Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, but Clarkson does play off the bench, so he might be able to avoid those guys. They might not be on the court when Clarkson is. And Clarkson's been playing really well lately. His price is really nice as well at 4,200. He's definitely been paying that price tag off lately. For 6x from Clarkson, you only need about 24, 25 DK points, and he's done that. Two games in a row, he's got 6x, and then the 2 games before that, got 5x. 5x is usually what you want for cash games. 6x or more is what you want for tournaments. So Clarkson could definitely get there, I believe. So if you need another point guard value today, I definitely think you can target Jordan Clarkson at 4,200. And then one more guy I like at that price tag is JARRETT Jack, going up against the Magic. Now JARRETT Jack, not the most enticing value play because he just doesn't do a ton when he's on the court. But he does play pretty good minutes just about every night. Usually sees at least in the mid-20s in minutes. We'll sometimes see 30 or more if he's playing well. We saw him play 30 minutes against Phoenix, played 32 against Denver. Put up some pretty good games, 21 and 27 DraftKings points. And like I said, if the game doesn't blow out, this game can stay close, which I definitely think it can. Jack should see at least 25 to 30 minutes. And he is just 4,200. He's going up against Orlando, who isn't good defensively against point guards. I definitely think you can consider JARRETT Jack. If you need a cheap point guard today, I think he's going to be a valuable option that we can consider at 4,200. And yeah, guys, I think that's it for point guard. Those are some guys that catch my eye today, some guys I'm looking to target. Let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. All right, so at shooting guard up top here, we've got Devin Booker at 8K going up against Miami. Probably won't be on Devin Booker today. The price tag is really up there. He's now in the 8K range, and that is a lot to pay for Devin Booker. For 5x for cash game value, you're going to need it probably close to 40 DraftKings points, if not more than that. And for tournaments, for him to really be worth that price tag, you're going to need close to 50 to be worth rostering in tournaments. And Booker really hasn't been doing that lately. He's only gotten the 40s once in his last 4 games. We know he does have the upside to get 50 plus. He always has that kind of upside, especially now that Eric Bledsoe is gone. But for cash, I don't think you want to pay that much for him, especially when there are guys in that price tier that I just feel a lot more comfortable with. Guys that are cheaper like DRAGIC that could possibly outscore Booker. I think I'm going to be shying away from Booker today because of the price tag, and I just think there are other guys around that price that are better options. But for tournaments, Devin Booker, always a guy you want to consider. He has a ton of upside. We've seen it. He's put up games with 50 plus. So for tournaments, he's in play. For cash, I think there are other guys that are cheaper that I would prefer. Looking at other shooting guards, Jimmy Butler at 6,900 going up against Golden State. This is definitely a nice price tag on Jimmy Butler. We rarely see him this cheap. Obviously, now that he's with the Timberwolves, he doesn't really have the same role as when he was with the Bulls. But like I said, the price tag's really nice on Butler. He dropped $400 off his last game. He was 7,300 against Charlotte. Seen a $400 price decrease. He hasn't really been playing that well though, so maybe that's one of the reasons why the price has decreased. But in this fast-paced game against Golden State, a game that could possibly be high-scoring, should be a competitive game. These two teams are two of the best teams in the West, in my opinion. Definitely think this is going to be a competitive game that could be high-scoring. Jimmy Butler, for tournaments, definitely think he's an option here. 6,900. If you're choosing between him or Klay Thompson in that price tier, I think I'd go with Butler. Both are obviously in place for tournaments because both could put up monster games. For cash, if you're playing one of them in cash, I think I would go with Butler in cash, but obviously both guys are in play for tournaments. Same with Evan Fournier at 6,700 going up against the Knicks. This is always a guy you can consider for tournaments. because he's a good shooter. When he's making his shots, he can put up DraftKings points games where he gets 40, close to 50. And even though the price tag is pretty high at $6,700, he's been paying that off this year. He's been really consistent this year. He did struggle last game against Boston. Only put up 14 DK points in that game. Obviously a tough matchup. Boston has good defenders like I talked about earlier. This is obviously a much better matchup going up against the Knicks. So if you want to target Evan Fournier here, I think he is definitely in play at $6,700. It's going to be hard to choose between those three guys in that price tier, Butler, Thompson, and Fournier. If I had to rank them, I'd probably rank them how they are. Butler being up top, then Thompson, then Fournier. But all three guys, definitely options you can consider for tournaments. And then looking for other shooting guards that we can target that are a little bit cheaper. I think Brandon Ingram at $5,900, definitely in play today going up against Boston. Like I've said, Boston has good defenders, but Brandon Ingram is a very lengthy guy, kind of hard to defend because of how tall he is, how lengthy he is. So he could definitely have some success in this matchup. Ingram's been playing very well lately. He's been playing a ton of minutes, been seeing minutes close to the 40s in his last two games. He's usually locked in for at least 32-ish in that range in minutes. He's usually going to get over 30 plus, especially if it's a competitive game. So if you want to target Brandon Ingram here at $5,900, definitely think he's a guy we want to consider today at shooting guard in that $5K price range. Looking for other shooting guards that we can target, maybe some value plays, $5K and under. Bojan Bogdanovic, always a guy you can consider for tournaments at $4,800. Bogdanovic usually plays the threes. He plays small forward, so he'll probably be able to avoid Avery Bradley. I think Bradley's going to be on Oladipo. So this could be a really good spot for Bogdanovic. If Oladipo is struggling, Bogdanovic could step up here, could play well. And for tournaments, like I said, he's a really good shooter. He can get hot. He can get 30, 35, close to 40 DK points, especially if he's making his shots. So for GPPs, you want a guy like that. Bojan Bogdanovic at $4,800. Definitely think he is in play going up against Detroit. And yeah, I think that might be it for shooting guard guys. These are some guys I'm looking to target early looks in the slate. Obviously, there are cheap plays here that I've talked about earlier, like Clarkson. Think he's a good value play if you want to target him. Maybe Josh Richardson at $4,600 could be a potential value play. But Richardson hasn't really been doing much lately. He does play a ton of minutes, which is always something you want when you're targeting value plays. You want value plays to play a lot of minutes. And Richardson definitely does that. It's obviously a good matchup against Phoenix. But like I said, he's been really inconsistent lately. In his last four games, he's put 8, 24, 29, and 13 DK points. Not very consistent. So definitely not a cash play. But for tournaments, he could get 6x on this price. He is going up against the Suns. So if you want a cheap play, another cheap play at shooting guard, Josh Richardson, $4,600. Think he's a viable option. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for shooting guard, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. Alright, so at small forward today, up top here, Kevin Durant, $9,700, going up against the Timberwolves. We're getting KD at a nice price tag now. He's back to being under 10K. Like I said earlier, though, KD could have some struggles here. Not like the matchup's really going to face him. Kevin Durant, pretty much matchup proof. But the Timberwolves do have guys like Wiggins and Jimmy Butler that are very lengthy, some solid defenders. And because I like Curry so much today, I'm probably not going to be on KD. He has been consistent as of late, put up 47, 48, and 48 DK points in his last three games. But even with this price decrease, I'm going to shy away from KD here. I can't play all the studs. Curry's definitely one of my favorites today up top. So going to be off of KD. Rather have Steph for $400 less. So looking at other small forwards we can target, Aaron Gordon, $7,200, going up against the Knicks. I think Aaron Gordon, a guy you always want to consider, especially for tournaments. He has a ton of upside. And in this matchup against the Knicks, this could be another game where Aaron Gordon goes off for 40, 50 plus. We've seen that kind of upside from him. He's put up 65 against Brooklyn, put up 41 against Boston, put up 41 against Charlotte. So for tournaments, definitely want to consider Aaron Gordon today. The potential for 5 to 6x is obviously there, especially given the matchup against the Knicks. So if you want to go to that 7K range at small forward, he's a guy I definitely would target. Then looking for other small forwards in that price tier, both of these Celtics guys, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, definitely think both of them are in play going up against the Lakers. If I had to choose one, I think I would go with Jaylen Brown. But both guys, they're at the same price tag. Both guys definitely good options. Obviously, you want to target players against the Lakers. Not a good defensive team. They play up in pace. So Brown and Tatum at $6,200. Two guys I definitely like in that price range. Same with Kyle Kuzma for $100 less. Kuzma has been playing very well lately. He's seeing an increase in minutes now that Larry Nance is out. Kuzma has been starting. He's been playing well. Larry Nance got hurt in that game against Portland on the second And the KUZMA started the games on the 3rd and the 5th, Brooklyn and Memphis, those 2 games, and played 39 and 38 minutes, put up 42 and 31 DraftKings points. So now that this guy's getting a lot of minutes, he's obviously somebody you want to consider. The price tag has started to rise a ton. He's up to 6,100, but still at that price tag, he's playing so well. He's getting over 30 minutes, 35 minutes every night. Definitely a guy you can consider at 6,100. And there may be some guys 6K and under that we can target, some mid-tierish plays. I think TJ Warren is a valuable option here at 6K going up against Miami. We've seen TJ Warren put up some really nice games as of late. He has a ton of upside. Obviously a guy you want to target for tournaments. He put up 43 against Brooklyn, put up 61 against Washington. Has great GPP upside. The price tag is starting to get up there at 6K, but this is a good matchup against Miami. If Devin Booker kind of struggles here, TJ Warren could definitely step up. We saw that against Brooklyn. Devin Booker was kind of struggling in that game, and TJ Warren had a nice game, put up 43 DK points. So if Booker is struggling, Warren could definitely have a nice game, so he's a guy you want to consider at 6K. But another one of my 5 plays going to come here at small forward, also power forward eligible. Thaddeus Young at 5,800 going up against Detroit. Really like Thaddeus Young today. Really like this price tag on him. His price tag just doesn't seem to rise. He continues to get it done. Right now I'm recording this video on Tuesday night. Thaddeus Young off to a really nice start tonight on Tuesday. He was in my 5 plays on Tuesday, and he's off to a really nice start. So hopefully he can keep things going here against Detroit. This is a good matchup. And if Sabonis is out again today, Sabonis was out on Tuesday, and Young's playing really well. So if Sabonis misses again here, Young definitely a guy you want to consider. Even if Sabonis plays, I still like Thaddeus Young. He's been playing a ton of minutes as of late, 38, 38, and 36 minutes in his last 3 games. So Thaddeus Young is a guy I really like today, 5,800. Definitely a play I'm going to be targeting a ton in my lineups. And then looking for other guys that we can target in that price tier. I don't think there are any more small forwards that I'm going to be looking to target today. Just not a ton of value here. There are guys here that I've talked about earlier, like Richardson, Bogdanovich. Marcus Smart, 5,300, could be a play going up against the Lakers if you need someone in that mid-tier, looking a little bit cheaper at small forward. I think he could be a play today at 5,300. The minutes have been pretty consistent lately for Smart, 26, 27, 29, and 29 minutes in his last 4 games. So we know where we're going to get from him minutes-wise. The production has definitely been a little inconsistent. 17, 23, 41, and 24 DraftKings points in his last 4 games. This is obviously a great matchup against the Lakers. He is 5,300. You're going to need about 25, 30 DK points, 25 for cash game value, 30 plus for tournaments. But he could obviously get there against the Lakers. So if you want to go back to that price range of small forward, I think Marcus Smart definitely in play at 5,300. But yeah, I think that's what I'm seeing for small forward today. Early looks at this slate, those are some guys I'm looking to target. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. Alright, so at power forward, we've got a stud here. KRISTAPS Porzingis, 9,500, going up against the Magic. Obviously, if you want to pay up for Porzingis today, he's definitely in play, even at 9,500, even though that price tag continues to jump. Porzingis just continues to get the job done. He's obviously a great play anytime he's on the slate. Porzingis just gets a ton of usage. He takes a ton of shots. He's pretty much New York's #1 guy. He's going to shoot the ball 10, 15, 20 times just about every game. Obviously, I probably won't be playing him today because I like Curry. If I can fit in Curry and Porzingis, definitely a viable option if enough value opens up later in the day. But right now, Curry's my favorite stud, so I'm going to be ranking him over Porzingis. But if I can fit both of them in and we get enough value later on in the day, definitely think that's viable. But looking at other power forwards that we can target today, in this 7K range, there are a couple interesting plays here. Draymond Green and Al Horford. I think if I'm choosing one of these guys, I'd probably go with Al Horford at 7,300 going up against the Lakers. Obviously a great matchup for Horford going up against Brook Lopez. Lopez, not the best defender, not a very good rebounder, but neither is Horford. Horford, not the best rebounder either. Lopez and Horford are kind of like the same guys. They both can shoot from outside. They're both not the best rebounders. But I still think Horford's a guy you want to target today. Great matchup. The price tag's up there, but he can definitely pay that off in this matchup. So if I'm choosing between him or Draymond Green at power forward, give me Horford for 200 less than Green. I'm looking for other power forwards in that 6K range. They're a little bit cheaper. Got one more of my 5 plays here at power forward. James Johnson, 6,400 going up against Phoenix. Really like James Johnson here. We know Phoenix is not a good defensive team. They play at a very fast pace. So obviously a good spot for James Johnson. This seems like a game where James Johnson could have a ton of success. In the fast-paced game against Golden State, he played 32 minutes and put up 49 DraftKings points, 21.6 assists, and 9 rebounds. Really good game all around from Johnson. Even though the price tag is kind of up there at $6,400, he can still pay that off. He has the kind of upside to pay that price tag off. And obviously, given the matchup against Phoenix, I definitely think he's going to be able to do that today. So James Johnson, a guy I really like today at power forward in that 6K range. They're looking for other power forwards that we can target, maybe like some value plays, 5K and under. I seem to always get the Phoenix guys wrong. They're bigs. I seem to always get them wrong. Lin and Chandler. If I had to choose one today, I think I'd go with Lin at 4,800 going up against Miami. The Suns are gonna need Lin and Chandler to be out there on the court, at least one of them, because they're gonna have to bang with HASSAN Whiteside. They're gonna need somebody with size to be out there to go up against Whiteside. So if Chandler is struggling, Lin could definitely see 25, 30 minutes if possible. We've seen him play those kind of minutes when Chandler has struggling, and if Chandler gets into foul trouble, Lin's going to see some good minutes. Saw that against Brooklyn. Played 25 minutes, put up 31 DK points. When Lin gets the minutes, the guy's going to hit value. And given this matchup against Whiteside, the Suns are going to need Lin and Chandler to be on the court. They're going to need their size on the court. So if I had to choose one of the Phoenix guys, one of their centers, I'd go with Lin today, 4,800. And yeah, I think that might be it for power forward guys. There's some guys that have my eye on today that I'm going to be looking to target. Let's go ahead and move on to center. All right, so at center, we got two guys in this 8K range, KARL-ANTHONY Towns and Andre Drummond. If I had to choose one of these guys to put into my lineups, give me KARL-ANTHONY Towns at 8,900 going up against Golden State. This is a really good spot for Cat. We know Golden State don't have a really good defensive center. I'm not sure who Towns is going to see defensively. I doubt Pachulia is going to play a ton of minutes in this game, so he'll probably see defense from Draymond Green. And Green, obviously a good defender, but I think Cat can still win, can still dominate in this matchup. His price tag is pretty high on him, but he has the upside to pay this off. He has 20 and 20 potential. He's put up 54 DraftKings points against Dallas. We've seen the kind of upside Cat has. 66 against OKC. So even at 8,900, I still think he can pay that off, especially if this game is competitive. And I think it's going to be high scoring. So I like KARL-ANTHONY Towns. Give me him over Andre Drummond if I'm choosing between those two guys. Looking at other centers we can target. You don't want to pay up at center. You want to go a little bit cheaper. HASSAN Whiteside, 7,400 going up against the Suns. Definitely think Whiteside is in play here. Especially like him for tournaments because I feel like he might be sort of low owned today. Because I know a ton of people played him on Monday, including me, going up against Golden State. He did nothing in that game. Only played 16 minutes, got 11 DraftKings points, burned a lot of people. So I don't have a problem going back to Whiteside here against Phoenix. The price tag did rise a bit, but this is obviously a great matchup. The Suns are not a good defensive team. Whiteside could totally dominate in this matchup. So I like him at 7,400, especially for tournaments, because I feel like he might be kind of low owned today. If I had to choose between Whiteside, Vucevic, or Turner in that 7K range, I would take Whiteside. I'd probably rank him Whiteside, Turner, then Vucevic if I'm choosing between those three guys in the 7K range. Then other centers that we can target, Brook Lopez at 6,100. I think I'm going to shy away from Lopez here, especially at that price. His price is starting to rise. He has been playing well lately. He has been seeing pretty consistent minutes, but I think there are just other centers I'd rather have. They're a little bit more expensive. Guys like Whiteside, Turner, just give me them over Brook Lopez. So with that price increase on Lopez, I'm probably going to shy away from him today at 6,100. I think that might be it for center, guys. There's not anybody here 5K and under that I haven't already talked about. Like Alex Len today at 4,800. I'd prefer him over Tyson Chandler, but like I said, I always get these Suns guys wrong. So since I like Len today, Chandler's probably going to be the one that has the good game. Just take note of that because I always get these guys wrong. But I feel like this could be a game where Len could have some success. But yeah, I think that's it for center, guys. Those are some guys I'm looking to target today. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Would really appreciate it. I do upload these videos daily for you guys. So if you would subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, she shaking fast. Yeah, she dropping slow. Huh? What? Yeah, neck on fro. Whoa, 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 whoa.